Good evening. Thanks for joining me today on Good Ship Happens. And yes, it's been a really interesting week because once again, we just went through New Year's. Of course, now we're to 2026. I have to remember right, 2-6, not 2-5. But also, we've got a lot of great ships coming out, which is a really phenomenal. And one that was just has been coming over to the U.S. to be christened. Actually, I think another week and a half is Windstar Cruises Starseeker. Okay, and I'll share more about that too. It's really, really great. It's a small ship, of course, and Windstar Cruises is just doing some phenomenal things, but I'll share more about that later on too. So that's going to be, I think, the first ship actually christened in 2026 in about another week and a half. So that's great too. Okay, but also, like I said, got a lot of good, interesting things going up too as far as cruise industry, of course, too, because, once again, good ship happens too. And it was really great to watch the Rose Bowl Parade. I sure remember that last week. It's good to watch it too because once again there were different floats. I felt so bad because there's a lot of rain going on. But anyway, what's really fun too is actually Princess Cruises actually did something special. They actually had a float that was in the Rose Bowl Parade. Yes, what they did was they actually did a special ceremony, which is kind of fun. I've never seen anybody do this. We think about ship christening, right? With ship christening, they do it when the ship is actually going through the christening ceremony, and they usually crash a bottle of champagne on it. But in this case, they did a special ceremony. It's like a maritime tradition, but in this case, they celebrated the symbolic christening of the Rose Parade float of the Star Princess. Okay, and it was with their celebration ambassador, Jill Whalen. Jill Whalen, by the way, was actually on the Love Boat TV series. Yes, she's Captain Sewing's daughter. But how fun! And the idea was in this case, they did a ceremonial break with a bottle of, it's organic tequila. But how fun to actually do a christening of the Star Princess float at the Rose Bowl Parade. How fun is that, though, too? And the float looks so beautiful. I mean, I love watching the parades. I felt so bad because there's a lot of rain, but how fun to do a special christening of the Star Princess float at the Rose Bowl Parade, which is great, and also with their celebration ambassador, Jill Whalen. As mentioned, she was Captain Stewing's daughter in the Love Boat TV series. But how fun is that? It's really fantastic too. So I thought that would be good to share too. Because once again, what he did was like I said, she's going to be actually sailing. I think in Alaska. But how fun to actually do a christening of a float at the Rose Bowl Parade. But they did it with this special Pantalones organic tequila. Okay, not champagne tequila. Okay, and as mentioned, with the new ship, the Star Princess, she is featuring their signature sphere class architecture, including the dome, and they've got their sphere-shaped piazza with architectural centerpiece on the ship with dramatic curves too. But how fun, because once again, it's their as an M1 cruise line in Alaska, Princess is going to really bring the great land to life in different places too. How fun too. So really fun too. How fun to see a christening of a float, okay, at the Rose Bowl Parade. That was really fun too. I just loved it. So keep in mind too, because once again, christenings are a very, very special ceremony that takes place when the ship is actually accepted. It's to bring life and goodness to the ship. Okay, but how fun. And I'll be writing about that later too, because it's really fun to see that too. Also, we've got some really fun things coming up too. With we've got Windstar Cruises. Okay, they have their new ship coming out, the Star Seeker. And actually, what they did was on December 28th, just last week, she set sail on her maiden voyage, a transatlantic crossing from Malaga, Spain, to Miami for the ship's christening. The christening is going to take place on January 15th, next week, of course, right? Yeah. And it's going to be featuring Libby Anschultz, who's the daughter Windstar owner, Phil Anschultz, as the godmother. And the ship's going to then sail on a 7-night christening sailing to San Juan, Puerto Rico, with calls to the Dominican Republic and the British Virgin Islands. So once again, more about the Star Seekers. You know about that too. They do great things too with the Windstar Cruises. Okay, but their ships are smaller, very luxury. But also did was the Star Seeker is their first new build of Windstar's Star Class, and this includes the Star Breeze, the Star Legend, the Star Pride. And what they do is it handles just approximately 224 guests. Okay, so it's small. And also, the Star Seekers 112 suites most either feature a private veranda or also floor-to-ceiling ceiling wheel too, which is great too. And also, they've got new suite categories too, which is great. But how fun that she's going to be now christened on January 15th. How fun, right? As mentioned, the godmother's going to be Libby Ann Schultz, who's the godmother of the Star Seeker. And as mentioned, it's their newest purpose-built Star Class yacht. Once again, very, very small, luxury, which is great too. But how fun is that too? And as mentioned, she's going to be doing her christening cruise too on the 15th. She'll be christened on the 15th and do a sailing too. And then she's going to be doing, after she's being christened with her first sailing, of course, too, she's going to be sailing on her inaugural Caribbean season. And then from there, she's going to be offering a series of 7 to 14 night voyages, round trip from San Juan, Puerto Rico. And then following after that will be the Panama Canal passage in April, and then a summer season in Alaska. So that's great too. So once again, just remember Star Seeker is new, but it's great. And her 7-night Star Seeker christening cruise from Miami to San Juan is pretty much sold out. But once again, it's great to see a new ship coming out, very, very small, just accommodating 224 guests. And once again, it goes back to Windstar's hallmark style. Intimate, immersive, very, very elegant, and also the sister yacht is the Star Explorer is going to actually be joining the fleet in December 2026, end of this year. Yeah, we're into 2026. And it'll be offering their gathering spaces, of course, too, which is great, too. So once again, it's really, with Windstar Cruises, their focus is really on the upscale small ship cruising to both iconic and also really, really beautiful, unexpected destinations, too. So keep in mind, too, that's just, yeah, going to be christened next week, which is great, too. So have fun, too. So, yes. And that's great, too. So anyway, it's more about the Star Seeker. Great name, isn't it? And also we've got some more ships coming out, too. But also what's great, too, is we've got, oh, this just came up, too. Waterways, which has been around for about 24 years now. What they did was they had announced last fall, kind of unexpectedly, bringing a new look. What they're doing is they are swapping their crown logo with blue shades for an abstract A and blush color too. What they're doing is they're kind of, it's the evolution of their brand too. Okay, and once again, they want to stand out with a new logo too, which is great. But also, like I said, they've got shades of blue. I'll see if I can find a picture too, some in a future episode too. But anyway, the updated logo really plays on Waterways' musical heritage, and the brand initially was actually Amaze Waterways before they did the name change to Ama Waterways. And Ama means love, of course, too, which is great. But also, music has been the part of their DNA for years. And so they drew inspiration from musical forms for their logo. And the abstract A within an eclipse feels fluid and harmonious, and also like the rivers that they sail on, too. And what's great, too, is Waterways was co-founded by Kristen Carnes and Rudy Schreiner, but Kristen Carnes, who is their chief brand ambassador, mentioned with the updated look, she said, "This fills me with joy to see how beautifully our brand has really grown while staying true to the spirit that has really inspired us from the very, very beginning, too." So once again, too, it's really great, too. Also, they really altered their approach as far as storytelling with images that promote different itineraries, too. And what's great, too, is they really start with river cruising And also what they did too is this past year in 2025, they launched their 2 new ships on the Magdalena River in South America. They look gorgeous, very, very much the type of experience too. It took some time to actually pull together. They actually successfully have 2 ships sailing on the Magdalena River in South America. I like the new logo. It really sounds really pretty too, so that's great too. Also, something fun too is with Norwegian Cruise Line. They were the first cruise line to actually have a private out island. Yes, okay. Other cruise lines kind of then went to do their own private out islands, but also with Norwegian Cruise Line's out island, it's called Great Stirrup Cay. Okay, what they did was their first private outline cruise line actually had a whole industry back in I think 1970s. What they've done is the ships would anchor there. I've been there a couple of times myself. It's beautiful. And she was anchoring, you have to tender in, but sometimes if the waves got too bad, they couldn't tender in. But I was just there on a preview cruise of the new ship. But also what they did was they finally built a brand new port there. So the port is open, so you've got ships that can actually dock right there, so you don't have to tender in. Also, what they're doing is they just announced what they're doing too. This just came up too. Great Stirrup Cay is going to be offering travelers an unforgettable escape in the great life. Okay, and what they're doing is they're adding more things. I'll be sharing about that later too, but this just came up. I'm writing about it too. As mentioned, like I said, with the new pier, it makes it much easier for guests to really enjoy the island too, which is great too. And the Great Life Lagoon, which is a massive 1.4 acre pool area in the heart of the island's transformation. It's designed for both relaxation and fun. Also, with Famous Mind too, the pool is a little bit larger than 2 Olympic-sized pools. Yes, isn't that great? It's larger, yes. Also, you feature areas for younger guests. Also, they've got adults can actually enjoy 2 swim-up bars. Yes, make it easier for them to really enjoy their favorite cocktail libations. Also surrounding their stunning new pool are private cabanas where guests can really relax and enjoy the gorgeous ocean and pool views too. And then for those people seeking to have more of another experience too, they got their Vibe Shore Club. Okay, it's accessible through a day pass, which you have to purchase, but it looks gorgeous. I'll tell you what, it looks gorgeous. I mean, the island was gorgeous anyway. I was there a couple of years ago. It was really beautiful. We actually docked right there. Now adding more things, it's really fantastic too. Also, they mention, let's see, additional enhancement include their Splash Harbor. They've got a complimentary kids splash pool, a pad just steps away from the brand new pool, a new welcome center, and a convenient tram system that makes it exploring the island effortless too. Also, the upgrades can really enhance the guests' enjoy a beautiful experience too. And with Great Stirrup Cay, it's always been a favorite for their guests too. And once again, with these new enhancements, makes it even easier for guests to really trade the warm weather for the warm tropics and enjoy an escape to the great life. Okay, yes, the escape to the great life, right? And as mentioned, Harry Summer, who is actually the president and chief executive officer for the Norwegian Cruise Lines holding company, the parent company, he said with the fun versatility of Great Life Lagoon and family-friendly spots like Splash Harbor, we create an island where everyone can really unwind and play and make lasting memories for two, which is great too. And also, this transformation really is all about offering premium experiences and unparalleled guest services to their guests, also giving them the freedom and the flexibility to really enjoy the vacation their way. And he mentioned, I can't wait until summer, next summer, which is actually now this summer, okay, coming up in summer 2026. We're there in a couple months, about 6 months. But anyway, he just mentioned they're going to unveil even greater guest experiences at their Great Tides Water Park too. So once again, too, it's really great too. And as mentioned, they're continuing to really their island expansion with the debut of their Great Tides Water Park. That's be coming up in the summer of 2026, this summer. And the action-packed destination will actually feature slides and attractions for guests of all ages. Yes. Also, they've got a total of 19 water slides. Yes. From adrenaline pumping thrills to laid-back adventures. I like laid-back adventures, okay, myself. But also they've got the park's going to be including the striking tidal tower. It's going to be featuring 8 exhilarating water slides, okay, including the 2 tallest slides where guests can actually experience heart-pounding drops and thrilling climbs on inner tubes for an unforgettable ride too. And also they've got additional attractions in their tidal tower include a high-speed racing slide for a competitive, fun, spiraling tube slides, okay, with twists and spins that guests can really take in different directions too. Also, they've got select slides that actually have a convenient conveyor belts too, to carry rafts at the top, so that really limits the need for the guests to really bring them up themselves too. And the Great Tides Water Park will be featuring nearly 800-foot dynamic river, 9,000 square foot splash zone for kids, okay? They've got their Cliffside Cove, where guests can really find the industry's first cliffside jumps, racer slides, and more, okay? But just kind of interesting what they're doing with, Great Stirrup Cay, because as mentioned, they're the first cruise line to offer a private island, and for them to actually build their first dock there too, after they needed to do that years ago, it's great. I can't wait to see it. But also adding more, which is really, really fun. And I'll be sharing more about later on in a future episode of Great Ship Happens, because this is really exciting, isn't it? It's really great. I'm so excited about this too. Like I said, it's really fun with, like I said, we've got their expansion to Great Stirrup Cay, plus the ships can dock right now. They just opened the dock, I think. And also, like I said, now their new areas can be opening up in this July, which is great too. Also, what's really great too is, this is interesting too, okay? We've had discussions in the past episodes about cruise lines, okay, and which ones are best for families and kids and adults, whatever. And of course, I've mentioned, of course, with Virgin Voyages, that's Richard Branson's cruise line, okay? He's really, really great. And when he first decided to do Virgin Voyages, he never even taken a cruise ship, okay? That's why they came up with Voyages, and they call their guests sailors, okay? And also, in his case, they're the first cruise line to actually be adults only. Okay? No kids allowed, which you shared before. And they just launched their new ship, the Brilliant Lady, in the fall, which is great. I had a chance to see their first cruise ship a couple years ago, really beautiful. But also, the Brilliant Lady just debuted last year in the fall. But also, this is just something that came up new, okay? We have another cruise line that actually is now adults only. And that cruise line is actually Oceania Cruises. They just adopted this on January 7th, so just this past week. They're now adults only. And more about Oceania Cruises, they're super luxury, but right now they're going to honor existing reservations that include guests under 18 right now, but also they're switching over to being adults only, and they will only accommodate guests 18 years or older. Also, as mentioned, as far as their demographic, they're really travelers that are really over 55 years old, and the ships and number of experiences are not designed really for children or multi-generational travel. Okay, but like I said, becoming adults only line helps them really, really standardize their onboard experience for their guests with different itineraries, and also helps advisors better steer customers to the right cruise experience, right? That suits their needs too. And mention, they got some feedback, okay, from different guests that they thought this change might be very, very popular. So they did a lot of research on it, decided to, yes, do a change like this too. And so, although when it comes to luxury and upper premium cruise lines, they tend to see fewer children and teens on board than contemporary lines. Only a few do not allow them. And Oceania Cruises is now joining Viking Cruises and Virgin Voyages as being an adults-only brand. Okay, and once again, this is one year they're kind of rebranding themselves right now, and also their other Regent Cruise Line holdings, their other luxury brand, Regent Seven Seas, will still continue to welcome kids, okay? But once again, although, like I said, they're going to not be taking children under 18 on board their ships now. They're rebranding it, okay? And it just came up, of course, starting on January 7th, this past week. They're welcoming only guests 18 years and older for new bookings, okay? And this change has really been designed to really create a really relaxed and, I think, sophisticated onboard experience, too, atmosphere for their guests, too. So anybody that has existing reservations made before January 7th, 2026, that includes travelers under people 18 years and under, they will be honored, of course, too, ensuring there's going to be a smooth transition. So in other words, really good, too, is they're going through transition. So if anybody that had booked themselves and their family maybe under 18 years or older, under 18, to sail, Oceania Cruise is going to honor those reservations, too. Okay, new reservations will be switching over to having adults-only experiences, too. And once again, it's with Oceania Cruises, they're really known for letting guests explore on their own pace, enjoy every destination, connect with like-minded travelers too. And a bit more about Oceania Cruises is they actually officially launched in 2002 with their Insignia. It was owned by another cruise line, and they launched their other ship, the Regatta, was launched in 2003. And their luxury cruise line, okay, mid-sized ships offering luxury, fine dining, destination immersion too. So once again, if anybody was already booked on Oceania Cruises with maybe family members under 18, they will honor those reservations. And moving forward, right now, Oceania Cruises is going to be adopting an adults-only policy. So just want to give you a plus to that too, because that just came up this week actually, yes. And also, we talked about, Regent Cruise Line and their water park. It sounds really great. They're doing too is Great Stirrup Cay, which is really, really great. It's beautiful. I'm so glad they're adding more too. Plus, having their ship have a dock right there is really beautiful. I mean, I've been cruising for years and years and years, and originally, the first cruise I took was actually Norwegian Cruise Line. Okay, that's how I got hooked on cruising, right? But what's great too is the ship I was on was very, very small. We had anchor, then take the tender boats in, which are very small. Cruise lines are really, really enhanced what they do as far as their tenders, of course, too. But it's really kind of nice that they have now opened up their new dock for their Norwegian Cruise Line ships to dock right there, which is great, too. So, once again, they've got some things they're doing, too. As mentioned, they've got new things they're adding to their private island. Okay, and that's kind of fun, too. Also, as far as the new ships, again, coming out this year, right? I mean, it's exciting about, I think, the Star Seeker is so exciting. I can't wait to write about it, too. She looks gorgeous, and now she's going to be christened on January 15th, which is great. That's when Star Cruises Star Seeker, the new ship, right? And as far as other ships coming out, Explore Journeys. Okay, Explore Journeys is a growing luxury cruise line, and they already have 2 ships, but now their Explorer 3 is coming out in summer 2026. Okay, and their new ship, the Explorer 3, is actually going to be their first liquefied natural gas powered vessel. And what they're doing is their stateroom capacity increases from just 461 staterooms to 463 staterooms. Okay, they're very luxury, and they've got, they're making 24% of the inventory upper tier ocean penthouses with 9% of elevated ocean residences too. Plus, they got one additional owner's residence. Okay, they've got their fitness, spa, and gym facilities. Will be unified space. Youth facilities will be also be configured into separate age specified areas too. MSC Cruises has a new ship coming out too, of course. And their MSC World Asia sets sail in December this year. Yes, end of this year. And then also, they've got other ships coming out. They haven't mentioned names yet too, but I know they've got their another ship coming out too. They haven't really mentioned name too, but also, like I said, the World Asia is set to deploy first in the Mediterranean, and then compared to her sister ships, she's going to actually have a their MSC Yacht Club, which is their ship within the ship complex. It's going to be the largest selection of available suites. It's gorgeous. It's like cruise heaven, okay? I've sailed on the MSC Cruises and was in the Yacht Club myself for my vacation cruise, and then I was actually on the Seascape to see the ship when she arrived in Port Galveston. We stayed overnight on the ship, and I got a suite in the MSC Yacht Club. It was great. It was fantastic. It was beautiful. But also, like I said, with the MSC Cruises, their new ship coming out in December this year, the World of Asia, is coming out. And she's going to be having actually the largest amount of suites, too. On the Norwegian Cruise Line, they've got, they have more of their premium class ships coming out. They've got the Norwegian Luna, which is a 10% bigger version of their preceding Norwegian Prima and Norwegian Viva. She's going to feature the line's exclusive Aqua Slide Coaster, which is a hybrid water slide roller coaster. Also, they got their own private area. It's called the Haven, ship within a ship experience. But with that one, they're going to have 3-bedroom duplex Haven suites. Also, what's really fun too is they're going to be offering a really, really fantastic show on board called Rocket Man. Celebrating Elton John will be on one of the 2 different ships too coming up as their headline shows too. Also, we've got another ship coming out as far as more of a luxury cruise line. Is actually Regent 7 Seas, and what they're doing is their 7 Seas Prestige is set to come December 2026. And it's going to be making the luxury cruise line's first new ship in 10 years, which is great. It's going to be, like I said, their new ship coming out in December. It's going to be the 7 Seas Prestige, which is Regent 7 Seas. First new ship in 10 years. How fun is that, too? And she will accommodate just 850 guests, very luxury. And also, she's going to have really inclusive experience that will extend to 7 specialty restaurants, 11 dining experiences, including their new Azure for mixed Mediterranean flavors. Also, it's going to be outfitted with new suite categories too, which is great too. And also, we've got new ship coming out with Royal Caribbean, and it's going to be Icon class ship, and that's going to be the Legend of the Seas. That's their Icon class ship too, coming out, debuting in July this year, and it's actually entirely building on what they've already created with their Icon Seas and also their Star Seas ships too. Okay, and they've got new onboard dining is going to be their Icon class first Royal Railroad dinner show experience, featuring a stimulated train journey themed 6 silk routes. Also returning their supper club. Also, they're going to be actually offering additionally, this is fun too, Charlotte Chocolate Factory will be the ship's main off-Broadway production show too. One thing about Royal Caribbean is, they haven't announced it yet, but I'll find out, hopefully, pretty soon. Remember that Icon Seas debuted the first chief dog officer on a ship, Rover, Golden Retriever. We shared her picture. She's really, really cute. And then when Star Seas came out last year, They also picked another chief dog officer. Her name is Sailor. She's really cute too. Both golden retrievers. They're really, really cute. To bring happiness and smiles not just to cruise guests, but also to their staff members too. And they're so adorable. I mean, they're so cute, so adorable. I have a feeling that Royal Caribbean is going to have a chief dog officer on their new ship coming out this year, Legend of Seas. Haven't heard yet, but when I find out, I will share it in the show. Okay? How fun. And I know that Viking Cruise Line is actually launching new vessels, including 2 more seagoing vessels. They're Viking Mira in the spring of this year. Also Viking Libra, which is going to be later in the year. And the Mira's main scene is going to be in the Mediterranean, north of Europe, while the Libra is going to hold her distinction of being the first hydrogen-powered cruise ship. And also, the ships will be a little bit larger, having accommodating just 998 guests. Originally, other ships, they have 930 guests, so that's going to be Viking Cruise Lines having 2 new ships coming out this year, too. How fun, isn't it? 11 new ships, too. Also, we've got, this is fun, too. Four Seasons yachts. Okay. And what they're doing is, it's part of the Four Seasons brand. It's Four Seasons Luxury Hotel, but actually Four Seasons Yacht is going to actually be launching the Four Season 1, debuting in this March. Okay. But also what's really fun too is they're going to be having on board their famed captain, Kate McHugh. She was rolling with Celebrity Cruises, and now she's going to be actually mastering the Four Seasons Yacht 1. She's great, energetic like crazy. In fact, she just posted some things on social media about the new baby coming out, but that's also their Four Seasons 1. Okay, so that's really fun too. And we've got some other ships coming out too, as far as smaller ships too. Of course, we've got American Cruise Lines. They're adding more to their Patriot class of small ships, including their American Maverick and American Ranger in June and September this year. And both boats have a maximum of 130 guests for the New England region and far south as the Florida Gulf Coast too, thanks to their ships' deeper drafts too, which is great too. So once again, keep it in mind too, American Cruise Line has been around for a long time, family owned, great people, and they build their own ships. They have a separate division too. Also, we've got, as mentioned, Winter Star Cruises is launching their new ship, the Star Seeker, next week on the 15th of January too. And then we've got other ships coming out too. I know that we've got other ships. One thing too, Emerald Cruises, right? They've got their launch of their in April this year, 26th. They've got the Emerald Kayak. Okay. And it's just going to be accommodating 128 guests. The Emerald Kai is going to be a little larger than their 100 guests Azura and Sakara, but also still very intimate. And the staterooms and suites will actually measure between 340 square feet to 1,407 square feet too. And really, really, they're going to be offering visitors sailings near maiden voyage to the Mediterranean, which is great too. So once again, it's really great that we've got new ships coming out. It's really fun too, but also more ships coming out too, of course too. I'll share more in a future episode, but it's really fun to share more what cruise lines are doing right now too. And interesting that, of course, we've got Oceania Cruises is going to be just the third cruise line that actually is adults only. Okay. But how fun they're doing that too. It kind of fits in what they're doing too, so that's really fun too. And of course, you know, with Royal Caribbean, they haven't announced yet if they're going to have another chief dog officer, but I have a feeling they probably will have another chief dog officer, because once again, people like dogs, like the kids walk with 4 feet instead of 2, right? And with the Sailor, also Rover, we've shared videos of them together. They're really fun to look at too. Once again, they're there to engage with their guests on board the ship, but also what's great too is for the staff members. They really, really love the idea of being able to engage with chief dog officers, right? And the fun thing is both Sailor and Rover are not really driving the ships with their paws, okay? But they're there to create fun and entertainment for people to onboard the ship, also their staff members. But how fun, isn't it great? I love it. Just so great to see different ships coming out like crazy, and just new ones, and also what they're doing too. I'm really kind of focusing on what people want to see too. But it's so much fun what they're doing too, because like I said, new ships coming out really excites me all the time too. Plus, adding more, okay, with even like I said, the expansion with Great Star Arcade. It's a beautiful. I was there the first time, my very first cruise. I've been there several times since then. I've added more too. It was great too, but also it's really great now that they've got a dock built too, so their ships can dock there too. I love it, and also what they're doing is adding more experiences too. I think it's just beautiful what they're doing. I can't wait to see more.
Yep, lots going on in the ship world. So that's a great thing. So I know you're wrapping up and everything like that, but definitely a great show and always good information. And of course, folks are getting ready for their winter cruises and all in that way. So and they'll be heading off in January, February. Maybe they have some people going on Valentine's Day cruises in next month, everything like that.
Yes, so. But just it's so exciting to see new ships coming out like crazy, and also adding more. I mean, yeah, like I said, interesting about the transition from Oceanic Cruises, but it makes sense too. They're very luxury, but also, like I said, too, is there. What's nice too is if anybody was booked to go on Oceanic Cruises with younger kids, they're still allowing it too. Okay, just for new bookings, anybody booking a new cruise on Oceanic Cruises would have to be 18 years or older. But what's great, they're just transitioning into it, which is great too. So once again, it makes much sense too, because they're really luxury and makes sense too. So yeah.
All right. Well, we'll wrap up with the dogs and everything like that. The dogs that we show oftentimes on this show and everything like that. So we're going to get out of here and have another show next week when folks can catch more about the great cruise industry where good ship happens.
Yes, it does. It does. It does. Yes.
Cool. So let's check out the dogs.
Yes.
As we're designing the best family vacation, there was one piece that was missing, which is, of course, the family dogs. And when guests go on vacation, one of the key things that they miss are their pets back home. And when our crew are sailing on board for their contracts, one of the things they miss are their pets back at home. And so we really wanted to make sure we brought a fluffy addition to our crew family. We went and got Rover, and here we are now for Star. We're picking up Sailor, and Sailor will be living on Star of the Seas.
Well, the Chief Dog Officer was an idea that we created actually when we were developing and concepting the Ultimate Family Townhouse. We were all sitting around saying, when you think about the Ultimate Family Townhouse, what does that mean? And all these ideas came around, and somebody threw out the idea of having a family dog. And we said, well, it feels a little selfish to have a family dog for just one family. Why don't we have a family dog for the family on board the ship? And so that's how the position evolved, and we thought, well, obviously it's a very important position, and of course all important positions on ships are called chief, so we thought Chief Dog Officer is perfect.
When we first came up with the idea for Project Rover or Project Sailor, we realized we don't really know a lot about what it means to take care of a dog on a cruise ship. And so we partnered with some of the most well-respected animal well-being certifiers globally to really help us create this program from the ground up and make sure that when Rover and Sailor are on board, they're having the best day every day.
So there's a very well-written, crafted position description that, of course, the Chief Dog Officer can't read. The key mission is to have fun, and that's exactly what Rover and Sailor do. They just have fun.
So Sailor is very small. She's about 16 weeks. And so when Sailor gets on board, she's going to take everyone's breath away. Sailor's life on Star will be full of adventure. She and her Chief Dog Officer role really means that she gets to go and explore the ship, go and explore our private destinations with our crew members, really just being that warm, welcoming family for her.
I just totally fell in love with Sailor. I fell in love with Rover as well, but I also fell in love with Sailor. she's so beautiful and loving and funny, and so I just completely fell in love. When we were thinking about the idea, one of the questions was, well, what will the crew think? Will the crew like the idea or not? And so one of the team members had a golden retriever and volunteered to bring the golden retriever down to one of our ships on a turnaround day, and we fitted the dog with a GoPro camera. It was very touching because after when we watched the video, so many crew stopped and hugged the dog and talked to the dog. When we saw that, we thought, wow, this is amazing. People miss their own family dogs.
And as we've done with Rover, as we're doing with Sailor, we really want to make sure we're focused on what's best for these animals. And really right now our focus is on Sailor and making sure that she is having the best life at sea when she gets on Star of the Seas in August.